down for the land is now. Today, Mr. President, the land is dead. And we want God to do. It is God that is doing this work for us. So we come in the name of the Father and of the Son to dedicate these buses that those that will be riding and those that will be driving in that they will be blessed. This is a blessing. God the Father, the Son, and the blessed Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen.
There you have it. His Excellency the President has just gotten the ribbon for and he will be handed the card as the first to swap the test. This is a system. And he'll be given a key to the bus by the head of ABK, the contractor that was on the way to procure the buses. There you have it. Today is another big day here in Liberia, and now the NCA. His Excellency will ride this bus. He's about to board the bus. He'll also be given the plates.
Let me explain, maybe. So, President, about the digital system, this don't have money, right? So the one that have money is this. So first day you try this, it will decline. If you don't have money on it, the one that had the money, at the moment you put it, it will give you the successful entry. Then you also have at the back, which he will be the one to explain, the distance that you're going, the driver monitoring everything on his own screen. Where when we go in, you'll be able to see everything. If you're going waterside, the waterside fare, the driver will see that you're paying the actual fare for waterside. If you don't go in waterside, it will also appear that you don't go in waterside, depending on the distance. And more besides, we'll have an AI camera right over the driver to monitor the total transaction here. Every passenger that entering the car will be, they will check the passenger from the headquarters of NTA. That will be seen on the big screen how many passengers enter the bus today. So apart from the payment system. So you can have this, he will pass you through.
His Excellency will test the system. It has been explained to him. And he will test the digital payment system. His Excellency the President will test the digital payment system.
So right now your fare is on the board, so okay, you see your system here. You don't have money on your card. So do it again. So do this now.
His Excellency has been taught how to use the system. And His Excellency, the President is jokingly saying he has paid. And what about the other people?
Right on the side. Right on the side. Yeah.
Where you going?
We have two questions. Executive Mansion, ERBC, Executive Mansion. And His Excellency has boarded the bus. And we'll begin our trip to the Executive Mansion. A history-making day for Liberia.
Right ahead of us here is President Boakai.
Just 2 seats ahead of us.
The blue hat is just 2 seats ahead of us.
And in front of His Excellency is the
making his way to the Executive Mansion. So this bus is going
this bus
for the Concord.
This bus is taking the president to the executive mansion. We have been also accompanied by a drone outside.
That's good. That's good. So folks, that's President Boakai right there. Heading to the executive mansion. Ahead of us there is President Boakai driving to the executive mansion. Yes.
I'm the contractor for this bus, and we understand that most of our citizens don't have the card yet, so we'll be coming to you to pay the fare from here cross street.
Driving to the executive mansion live.
So this is right to the executive mansion. We're now exiting the compounds of the NTA.
So now President Boakai is exiting the compound of the NTA. As you can see here, the NTA has instituted a digital payment system. So passengers will now be paying through a digital means. And of course, also it's going to be security measures put in place on the bus, which will be via CCTV cameras. They will all be installed. CCTV cameras will be installed on the bus. With waving to the Liberians who are watching from outside.
So you can see the streets lined up with citizens waving.
President Boakai.
We are in the convoy now. That is conveying His Excellency to the accompanied by the motorcycles. His Excellency has been convoyed in one of the newly procured NTA buses, and we're on our way to the executive mansion. So there you have His Excellency the President. We're also having the vehicle here, the presidential photographer of His Excellency. Drew up someone's plan. Joseph Black. Series of government officials also accompany His Excellency here. We have also the Deputy Minister of Public Affairs all the way out the back. And we have, let me see if I can speak to the president is on the bus. No, but Mr. Minister, how does it feel conveying on this bus to the executive mansion? You have the president in our midst also. I mean, a lot of people will not. How did the president do ride the bus to the man?
Well, the president is of the people, and he wants to feel what our people will be feeling. So it's an initiative that he took on himself to do.
And these buses, I'm understanding from the NTA, will have security measures, kept riding the bus. And so the question will be, how will the citizens be tutored on how to use the system that will be put in place?
Well, you know, through our usual means, we have the Transport Ministry just install billboards. We go through jingles, we go through the press, we go through all means of communication to get to them. Because we understand the differences between communication and information. Information is wasting it out there. Communication is getting it through to the people. So it's communication mode that we focus on. To communicate better so we can have the problem. But we understand when scratch cards came to the country, for telephones, it took some time. And our people eventually got used to it.
So now the years comes on in. We have anything big for social transport coming. Any big news?
There are a lot of big things coming. They'll be patient.
Okay, let's be patient. A lot of big things coming. I mean, citizens are lined up and they're waving to their president. They have their president riding the bus. I mean, like he has to experience what his citizens will experience, and so he has decided to ride this bus to town. It has a digital system. So this system you see here, this is the system you'll be paying by, and it has a camera, it has a sensor, and you just swap your card, a prepaid card. It's like when you buy a scratch card. Yeah, or when you buy a scratch card, it's like a prepaid card, and you will purchase the card prior to embarking on the bus, and when you arrive at the bus location, you swap it, and if there's more, like we would normally travel in other countries, we use that for the train system. And you go to the train station, you pre-purchase your card, and when you reach at the gate, you swap it, and it gives you access, and you enter the train, and you can ride to wherever. But you have to have money on the card. You gotta put money on the card. Just scratch the car. You know, you can scratch the car and pay out of you. Like, see me. So yeah, I mean, the president is dozing through the streets of the Japanese freeway. This is previously the Somalia Drive, it's now the Japanese freeway. And there you have the president is going. So I can
And I tell you, we are heading to the executive mansion.
So there you have His Excellency the President. So the president riding the bus today.
And it's around 1 p.m. Liberia time.
The president is here, the Minister of Justice is here, the head of the police is here, the Minister of Transport is here, other deputy ministers and assistant ministers are also on the bus. Here you have the president looking through the window. I mean, it's one thing to be on this bus, and it's one thing to experience what the president's experiencing. You know.
This is the bus that we are on to the president. His agenda was the Chief Justice of Liberia, Transport Minister said with his helmet on his head, yellow in color, and to the right hand, sitting beside
Simone, I mean, before now, we have some of these ministers have never gotten on this kind of bus, but the president may not the right bus today. And that is the head of the company who procured the bus on behalf of the NTA, that's this ABK. The chief of protocol there, the deputy of administration of the NTA there. Right with those deputy ministers. Keep following. And there's Noah Zhao Gibson. They're all talking Noah Zhao Gibson. That's the senior advisor to His Excellency. They are seated. So we're enjoying our round in Boston of the bill. The bus is moving smoothly. No hitches. And the citizens waving to the president. Officers lined up, dropping their salutes. So as we speak right now, if you're following, it's about 5 minutes after 1 o'clock in the Republic of Liberia. And if it's early morning to you, I say good morning. My name is Weah and I'm bringing you live transmission here. I also say we are accompanied by the Deputy Minister of Public Affairs. I have my colleagues here, Joseph Blackie, I have Abraham Kabake, and we have others here who are bringing this broadcast to you from one of the newly purchased NTA buses that is transporting His Excellency from the NTA headquarters to the Executive Mansion. A sight to behold, a sight never really beheld before. The President wants to experience what his citizens will experience, and so he decided to join the crew to be on the bus. There you have citizens waving and cheering and yelling and hailing His Excellency. And I know some of them will be surprised, like, oh, is that our president there on the bus? So just tell me where you're watching from, where you're following us from. And if there's a question you can pose, and they'll see if we can provide you some answers relative to the buses. The buses, as I learned, will be up to 60 buses. But right now we have 35 that have arrived in the country. We have 2 of them that have arrived in the country. And citizens are out sharing the president. We are now approaching the port, the National Port Authority, Free Port of Monrovia. If you know Liberia, you know this is the Somalia Drive. Here we have the Premium Milling Corporation. We have Semenco around here. We are approaching the Freeport of Monrovia. You have the citizen chair. Yeah, the new bus. They will start riding the bus pretty soon. Don't worry. So, again, I want to smoke Kolokwa. Yeah. And the buses are fitted with fans. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the National Port Authority, where the MD sits on the Dukle. We're here now at the port, Free Port of Monrovia. So we might experience some bumpiness, as this other part of the road is a little bumpy. We are now heading to Vietown. When we arrive at Vietown, this is the all-famous city building for any corporations on this other side. We have here the National Fisheries Authority. They're here. We have GT Bank. I mean, we have a series of other businesses. We are also approaching the headquarters of the LPRC. And so if you know this one, if you're familiar with this part of Liberia, you will know we are approaching Vietown. Or you want to see your president? Okay, let me change your president a little bit. Some people see their president. Oh yeah, there is a president. Let me have a closer look of His Excellency. They are requesting to view their president on the bus, waving to them. He's waving. There you have it. There's the president there. Staff of the LPRC waving. Others are waving. I mean, they're surprised to see their president. And this is what it looks to have your president close to you. This is what it looks to have a president who feels the way his citizens feel. This is what it feels like and what it looks like to have a president who thinks about his people. He says, I want to ride in this bus. I want to see what they see. I want to experience what they experience. And I want to get in it. If it's the heat, let me experience it. And they're waving and they're cheering. And they're waving and they're cheering. This is a sight to behold, ladies and gentlemen. This is a sight to behold. This is a sight to behold. And we have Maputo also seated here. And they will look at our president there, look at our president there. Yep. And at first they don't quite get in, but when they eventually sense to cheer, and they're cheering His Excellency, they're cheering the convoy, they're cheering their president, we now invite one of the busiest parts of Bushwood Island, an epicenter for business. And there you have people cheering His Excellency. Somebody else will be on that with camera too. Yeah. Wish I could. The president is waving. The president is waving. And their cheers. There you have the president waving again, smiling and doing that with all level of humility. And there's a little running behind the bus. And so, ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back, folks. Still coming to you live from the executive, from the convoy of His Excellency the President, President Boakai, riding on the newly commissioned National Transit Authority bus. And the President is still enjoying his ride towards the executive mansion, buying the first ticket, and making his way to the executive mansion. Liberian standing on the roadside, waving to His Excellency the President.
I want to get this. For the first time to most of these people, having a close view, a closer look at their president, waving, not only setting but waving and to them. I mean, who don't want to be in this kind of situation right now? And for most of us, it's a sight to behold every day. But for these Liberian citizens, it's something that they will forever cherish. And this is a newly commissioned bus, one of the newly commissioned buses by the NTA. His Excellency is riding. And one of the persons that made this happen is on the bus. A wave would be good. And there you have that's the head of ABK. And they also helped in making this come to pass. We have Weah, the Deputy for Administration of the NTA, Toga, Melvin Cephas. So now we are approaching the Gilbert Tucker. We are approaching the Gilbert Tucker Bridge. If you can see, the Gilbert Tucker Bridge we are approaching, and His Excellency is also going to be riding on this bridge. are now on top of the Gabriel Tucker Bridge. And this is a view of Monrovia from the bridge, from the bus. And that's the other bridge there. And this is the great bridge of the, we're approaching the Providence Island. Here we have the Providence, then we have the Providence Island there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have also the Minister of Justice here on the bus. The President is riding, is waving to his citizens. And hey, hats out to Michael G. Kaye following from Lofa County. Caprian Tom, Diagnostics Henry Solo Bulo, Blessing D. Bromskin, Sifos, June Bab, Alvizaza Moore. We are now approaching Johnson Street. We're now approaching Johnson Street. Johnson Street is right ahead of us. And the president is approaching appreciating, if I could say, the beauty of Monrovia, the beauty of Liberia. He always does, but this time from a clear window in one of the newly commissioned NTA buses. We're riding to the mansion, folks. I had to leave my car at NTA because I had to ride along His Excellency to give you a first-hand view of what it looks like. So we are approaching Broad Street. There you have Broad Street. We'll ride on Broad Street, then we'll take a turn for so we have LTC here. We have the LTC here. We have the Central Bank of Liberia right behind this building. If you know that flower money air. That's the Central Bank of Liberia. And we have the museum here, and also attached to the museum is the Centennial Pavilion. So wherever you're following us, if this is your first time following, this is the Executive Mansion page. And I can surely be sure to you to bring you clearly His Excellency the President. And they're now recognizing the President. Your President, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, waves there, cheers there. And the citizens are waving to His Excellency. Yeah. And they're waving to the President. This cannot be overemphasized, ladies and gentlemen. I can assure you, and I'm very sure after this right here, the President will have a lot to say. See for yourself, Broad Street, as Liberians are waving to their president. Liberians are lined up waving to their president. This is Roundel Street. This is Roundel Street now. And this is one of the busiest streets in Monrovia. Everything is sold here. Every and anything is sold here. And we're also just passing the intersection of Kerry Street. This is Roundel Street. One of the busiest in Liberia. Yeah, see them waving. And pointing fingers out. Oh yeah, that one president there, that one president there. And I can assure you, His Excellency the President is joyous. He's happy. This tells you how much,
Nigerians do reciprocate the love that their leader has for them. Smile on his face, like everyone's
And some quite very interesting comments on the live feed here. This one says, best president in my era. That's Morris L. Kenney. And Ruth is join us sign. Steven Nyoko is also commenting. Amos Kona is following. Musu K. Molba is also following the line. Elton Teddy. We have a few of you showing love signs. I mean, push it. Let's have it going. Keep sharing, keep following, keep liking, and keep commenting. President is riding a bus. Yeah. You see a few of these kinds of things happening around the world, but to see it happening in Liberia at this time under His Excellency the President. So right now we have 1.5K followers. Wherever you are following us from, we say keep following. There you have your president. Ladies and gentlemen, your president. The president you chose, the president who has decided to work for you and serve you. We have now taken a turn on the UN Drive, the famous UN Drive. And we are just passing right in front of the, believe me, a lot of cheering here. We are approximately 5 to 10 minutes away from the executive mansion. Based on the speed we are, it's about 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Ross. Thank you very much, Ross. Thank you very much.
So we are close to South Beach. If you know South Beach, we're just taking the turn into South Beach. We're passing right in front of the 8th Commission and the GSA head office. And I can show you staff have gathered to wave to their president. And the staff of the 8th Commission are waving to their president. There you see them waving to the president. And then we have the GSA, the General Services Agency. There we have the famous stadium here, Anthony Stadium. Yes, ATS. Sorry, kind of skipped my mind there. ATS right here. And this is the Ministry of National Defense that also hosts. This is the barracks that hosts the Ministry of National Defense. And right now I can tell you we are moving approximately 30 kilometers per hour. Citizens are cheering the president. The cheers, you can hear the yell, you can hear. Look at this lady displaying such joy. Such joy. Our young men also. Believe in me, experience. So let me take you back to your president as we approach the executive mansion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had approximately 25 to 30 minutes ride on this bus from NTA head office, approaching the executive mansion. We started a few minutes before 12 o'clock, and now before 1 o'clock I can say, and now we are 25 minutes, 26 minutes after 1. That tells you the road is pliable. We are now at the Booster Quarter area, approaching the hill where, the Capitol Hill where our government sits. You have the
President Boakai includes the digital system after installed on the bus.
So this bus will be one of the buses that will enter the executive mansion. Yeah. The president keeps waving. He can't stop waving to his citizens. Students also lined up. This is the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs. Excitement. So ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving at our stopping point, at our destination.
Here we are.
We will disembark the vehicle to capture His Excellency disembarking. Yes. I won't get out. I won't get out. Don't get out before you. Two chips into swap it. We are now entering the executive mansion. There we have it. A successful one too. And we will endeavor to have a word with His Excellency. So let me. We have the chief there, the head of. We also have the deputy minister for administration of the Ministry of State for President. Honorable crowd there seated all the way at the back. Honorable Minister, a way will be good. Away from the camera. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the executive mansion. We have to disembark fast. We have to disembark to welcome the president. We have to welcome the president. This is the bus we have been in for the past 25 to 30 minutes. We will now capture first and His Excellency. Let me see if I can come from the window there and see where His Excellency sat. So this is the president. This is where he sat and kept on waving to citizens. He had a joyful ride. Mr. President, how was the ride?
You did enjoy the ride, Mr. President. Okay.
The president is saying he enjoyed the ride here.
So there you have it. Down. We will talk to him. You just got to be with us.
We will talk to the president when he gets down. He is doing that right now. And we will go on the other side of the